So what's going on, guys? It's Jim, it's speedboxing. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel before you click on to any of the videos. Also comment below in the comment section if you guys have any opinions on what I'm saying in any of the videos. Like always, it is appreciated if you guys could drop me a quick sub or two on my channel. So a lot of people are pissed off that they still got to pay £19.95 for the Anthony Joshua Carlos Takam fight this weekend. They feel because Takam is a last minute opponent, because Kubrat Pulev pulled out 2 weeks before the fight, that they shouldn't be paying pay-per-view. And now that some of the undercard fights have gone to pot, like Frank Muglioni was meant to be defending his British title against mandatory challenger Callum Johnson, but Johnson pulled out of the fight, and now he's fighting Craig Richards, who is a 9-0 fighter, who is about Southern area level in a lot of people's eyes. And you've got the Dave Allen fight that's still up in the air, if Lenroy Thomas is going to fight him or not, because apparently he was ill and he's not sure if he can fight on October the 28th. And Kao Yafai is defending his world title against a guy called Sho Ishida, but Kao Yafai isn't really a massive name. Katie Taylor's fighting for a world title, and a lot of people are not really interested in female boxing. I'm not one of them people. I don't really mind it, to be honest. It is what it is, but a lot of people don't like it and they don't agree that it should be on pay-per-view. And you've got Dillian White against Robert Helenius. That's a good fight, but they just feel like the quality of the pay-per-view isn't good enough for them to pay £19.95. They should just have the fight on free-to-air TV. But the way it is, right, I don't think Anthony Joshua will fight on free-to-air TV again unless he loses a couple of times or something and he has to build himself back up. I don't see Anthony Joshua ever fighting on free TV ever again. And this is what Eddie Hearn's rolling with. He's just putting Anthony Joshua on pay-per-view. So as long as Eddie Hearn has got Anthony Joshua, these fights are always going to be fucking pay-per-view, in my opinion. And some of the fights people are not going to be happy with, and some fights people are going to be happy with them, and they won't mind paying £20. But fucking hell, Anthony Joshua could fight fucking Tommy from fucking Down the Dog and Gun, and it'd be pay-per-view. That's just the way it is. That's the buzz around Anthony Joshua right now. Like the size of his shows and how much money he gets paid and how much they've got to give opponents to fight Anthony Joshua, then they've got to be pay-per-view. That's how Eddie Hearn views it. Like, with the money that they have to pay the fighters on the undercard and stuff, like, it's got to be a pay-per-view event, or they're not going to be able to afford it. But the fans just feel duped that every time Anthony Joshua fights any Tom, Dick or Harry, they've got to pay £20, especially if it's a last-minute guy who he's going to beat, in my opinion. Like, that's why I'm not even doing a prediction on the fight, because I don't think Carlos Takam is good enough to beat Anthony Joshua. Like, there's no point even me making a prediction for the fight. Like, Carlos Takam is a tough guy. He's a very tough man. He'll come, he'll try, but he's just too limited, in my opinion. He hasn't really got the power. He hasn't got the speed. He hasn't really got the size to really affect Anthony Joshua. And as soon as I see Anthony Joshua getting into his rhythm, being able to land on Carlos Takam, then it's just a matter of time, in my opinion. Like, Carlos Takam, he can take a punch. He might be able to survive for 4, 5, 6 rounds, but it's like, it's not looking good, the fight, in terms of competitiveness. Like, the fight's not competitive whatsoever, in my opinion. I just think Carlos Takam will come out for the first couple of rounds, try, but then at the end of the day, he's going to get tagged, he's going to get hurt, and I think he'll survive for as long as he can, and then eventually get stopped or knocked out by Anthony Joshua. So, to be honest, I understand people don't want to pay £20 for foregone conclusion, because many years ago, pay-per-view was reserved for the big fights. I mean, the super fights, like Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield kind of fights and stuff like that. Like Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, that was a pay-per-view fight and stuff like that. So, I can understand people not being happy having to pay £20 for a fight that 95% of the public think Anthony Joshua is going to win. So, yeah, I can understand that side of things, but I can also understand why it's pay-per-view, because obviously Anthony Joshua is being billed as this pay-per-view fighter. So, it is what it is at the end of the day. If you don't want to pay for it, there's many streams online. That's what I'll probably be doing. Streaming it online and just get on with it and then on to the next, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to pay £20 and still want to watch the fight, there's ways to do it. You know what I mean? But I understand people don't really want to watch streams because they feel like it should be on TV and they should be able to just watch it on the TV instead of finding internet streams for a fight, which is a foregone conclusion. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to start waffling on now. What's your guys' opinions on this? Do you think Anthony Joshua's fight with Carlos Takam should be pay-per-view? Do you think that Eddie Hearn should stop it? But he's not going to be able to stop it now, in my opinion. It's last minute. It's just going to be a pay-per-view. You're going to have to pay the 20 quid. It is what it is. This is the man who charged 20 quid for fucking Nathan Cleverly and Tony Bellew. Like, that fight wasn't even a title fight. Like, £20 for Nathan Cleverly and Tony Bellew. Come on. I know they had a bit of fucking heat with each other and stuff. But, come on. £20 for Anthony Joshua against Dillian White in a British title fight. Like, this is the man who's done that. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's JM, it's speedboxing.